Well, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us to this very important conversation. And of course, being Greece, the origins of the Olympics is also important to have it linked to the Greek tradition. And I have to say that when reflecting on the subject that concerns us, sports is such a source of inspiration and such a source of human connection and development that whenever it's tainted with lack of integrity, it fails twice. It's not only the fact that it promotes behaviors that are not acceptable or appropriate, but also it crashes the magic of sports and the good that it can do. So I welcome this very important discussion, and particularly because we are so close to the Paris 24 Olympics, and remember that UNESCO is in Paris, so we are very happy. But we're also now in the final stage of the CAN in Africa, which has also brought a lot of visibility, and we're working with them. It's true that we need an ecosystem of sports that delivers for the sports, of course, events and activities, but also that delivers for the societies that many of the speakers that preceded me have mentioned. We must endeavor to confront the shadows that occasionally disgraces the world of sports, mismanagement of sports events, biased decision-making, harassment, sexual abuse, violence, racism, and this is not exhaustive, but also the question of anti-doping, which is very important. On the safety, this is gaining a lot of traction, and being the institution and the UN system that has a mandate on sports, for us at UNESCO, the safety and the rights of athletes is very high in the agenda, and thus we're putting a lot of emphasis in protecting all the athletes, but also women and girls, and developing normative instruments that will help us to bring up this very important issue. We are also gathering the ministers of sports internationally. We had our last ministerial meeting that we call MINET in Baku in August last year, in June last year, and it was great because it was accepted by all participated members, 150, that we should deploy sports to achieve to a more cohesive and inclusive societies and economies, that we should use it also to advance integrity of sports, and that we should take care that the biggest sports events deliver for people, and that's why we are working with Paris 24 to develop a label that will assess the economic, social, and environmental impact of sports. But let me tell you that in terms of integrity, since 2007, we are the host of the Anti-Doping Convention. And if the WADA's international role is to gather the non-governmental actors and go for the specific operational issues that are related to counter anti-doping, we are the place where policymakers come together to discuss how to enhance the frameworks to advance integrity and value-based sports. This convention is very powerful because it gathers 192 member states, is promoting the ethics, but also having very concrete provisions to counter the trafficking of substance, facilitate doping control and national testing programs is called for member states to do, anti-doping education, research, capacity building, all of these things we are strengthening it because it's not only about those that operationalize the testing, but also that the policymakers and the sports managers are also part of it. And then on top of these very important issues, when bringing the sports and society and our world that is so conflictual together, it's really important that we ensure that the biggest sports event can also have a legacy of integrity, of values, but also of social impact. Let me share with you that in the CAN of Africa, we launched the CAN des Quartiers to bring these big sports events to the neighborhoods, to the people, to the grassroots. I think this is also very important. But we also brought the sports beyond the sports ecosystem because we now have a national policy on ethics, values, and integrity on sports that was launched in Cote d'Ivoire, specifically to address the challenges that young people are facing through the lessons and messages of sports, which is very, very important. We will continue working with member states, with policymakers, to strengthen the policies, to strengthen the capacities, to strengthen the research in the anti-doping world, to ensure that ethics is preserved in the games. And let me just finish by inviting you. We are going to have a mega ministerial meeting in cooperation, of course, with the host country of the Olympics on July 24, exactly to discuss these issues. Before the opening of the Olympics, we invite the ministers of sports and related institutions to come and discuss a program that we have launched, which is the Fit for Life. And Fit for Life means bringing sports to deliver for good beyond the biggest sports events. In August 28th, we are going to have also a ministerial meeting on disabilities and inclusion, and all of this will be underpinned also for our very strong commitment with the ethics of sports through the Anti-Doping Convention. So count on UNESCO. This year is the year of sports, and we are taking advantage and leveraging the power of sports to build more inclusive societies. So thank you very much. Ready to continue working with you.